Okay, so hopefully I'm in frame here. I guess everybody can see what's happening here, but I'm going to make a video about what I've been working on, kind of trying to combine like contact juggling and glow sticking techniques into and other manipulations into pin spinning combos, and ways you can try to throw more techniques and different aesthetically pleasing things into combos. And I'll openly admit I'm using a buster for this because it's difficult and I haven't learned it very well yet, so just to make it look a little bit better, I'll use the heavy pin. I'll openly admit to being a hypocrite there. But basically the idea is, this is kind of pulling from contact juggling, is that the pin or object is acting of its own accord and you're just kind of there. Like the pin is going to do what it will whether you're there or not, and you're just kind of manipulating your hand around the pin instead of vice versa. And this can happen in several ways. For example, the first one I was working on was, say the pin is going to follow this motion no matter what, and I'm going to refer to that as walking the pin. I mean, you feel free to call it whatever the hell you want. I'm not mandating that be the official name, but just for the sake of referencing it, you're going to walk the pin, and it's going to follow this pattern at all times. Or something like that. And you noticed at one point I kind of cut it back there. Did a reverse, and then a forward, and then a reverse again. I think that can look kind of cool. If you do something like that, you see where you cut it back, you're going this way, and then you cut back, and you go this way again. You're going this way, you cut back, and then you're going this way again. And again, the important thing, or not the important thing, but one thing is, you don't have to do the entire combo like that. Say I'm just spinning or whatever and doing some stuff, and then all of a sudden I cut into that. I think that could look kind of cool if you just kind of mix it up like that. Alright, so I'm coming over here now to change my angle a little bit to show you something else I've been working on. Again, I referred to the other one as walking. I'm going to call this hinge. You can call it whatever you want, but I call it hinge because the idea is one end, at a certain point of the combos, one end of the pin is hinged around a certain point, and it stays still, and you're doing tricks around based on that. See, what I was going for there, I don't know if you could tell, was this hinged here. I did that, and then I did a shadow, and then a TA unhinged, and then a FLTA rev with this hinged here, and then just an FLTA rev unhinged. But I'm trying to kind of show how you can go from a hinged trick to an unhinged trick to a hinged trick somewhere else to another unhinged trick, so you can kind of incorporate it into any combo if that's what you're trying to do. Or following the same idea, you can do it through the whole combo. Twisted Sonic, bust, TA, and try to keep it hinged as long as possible. I'm not the best spinner in the world. I don't know if I got that point across very well, but I think it could look really cool if you're spinning and then all of a sudden there's a hinge trick, and they keep spinning, and then somewhere else there's another hinge trick, and it kind of gets this back and forth kind of aesthetic appeal that contact juggling has and glow sticking has that pin spinning doesn't really have as much. Right, and then one other thing I just kind of thought of off the top of my head, haven't worked on it very much, so if you thought I was bad at the other two, I'm worse at this. But basically the idea is you're spinning, and then something happens and the pin stops, and then you kind of manipulate your hand around the stopped pin so that it's never moving, and then you keep spinning. So boom, I do some combo, and then the pin stops here, and then say my hand goes over it and then back under it somehow really quickly, and then you go back into the combo. I think that could look cool if it's stopped, and then your hand goes around it somehow, some cool way. But if somebody could do it such that the pin really did stay really still, I don't have very much control. I mean, I'm not the best control person nor the best spinner in the world, but if you're doing something and then it just stops dead, and then you do some manipulation of your hand around it and then keep spinning, I think that would look really cool in the middle of a combo. So if somebody wanted to try working on that, be my guest, because I'm not very good at it.